Welcome to another episode of the Winners Work Podcast. We are about halfway through the season officially, starting the second half of the year, and there was a GM survey that took place a couple days ago that I thought we would go through and kind of analyze what they had to say. I thought there were some pretty interesting results. So the first question that they asked to these GMs was, who are the top 10 best teams in the NBA right now? I know you guys can guess number one, obviously, but let's see how many of the top five you guys get. Mason, do you have a guess on
number one?
I mean, number one's got to be Boston, right?
You start with number one. Bro.
The Celtics, man. We already know.
Okay, Celtics overwhelmingly number one. Yes, absolutely.
You know what it is.
Carter, would you like to guess for number two?
Number two, this is just recently?
This was the 10th, so about 8 days ago. So.
Okay, so Memphis didn't get their full credit for their win streak right now.
Right.
I'll still say Memphis. They're up there. I'm trying to think of who else is up there.
Memphis was in the top five, but they were not number two. They were at number five. Mason, would you like to guess for number two?
I feel like they went Denver at two.
Denver was also in the top five, number three.
Okay.
Not quite number
they did that.
number two. There are two more options, number two and number four. John, would you like to guess for number two still? Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, Giannis was healthy at this time, so they were rolling with the Bucks at number two. And obviously their injuries have kind of taken them back a little bit. I'm kind of shaky on them right now. I think there's still a lot that needs to be figured out.
They just won 2 games.
They won two against the Raptors, and who else did they beat?
I don't remember. All right, the Pacers. And Drew went fucking apeshit in both games. And
He did.
Drew's been great.
Yeah, it just comes down to them getting all their pieces back. But there is
Middleton's back Saturday.
Okay. Okay, so one more spot in the top five, Carter, number 4. You want to try to guess for it?
We got, Boston, Milwaukee.
Denver, and Memphis. We're in the top five right now.
It should be Cleveland.
Should be, but Cleveland was at number 7. Mason, would you like to guess for number 4?
Oh, I know who
I feel like they gave it to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nets. Yeah. Before KD's injury, they've slipped a little bit. I believe they're 0-3 since KD got hurt.
They are.
But it is what it is. They were top 5 at this point in time. We don't have to guess the top 5 moving forward, but because that was a top 10 teams, I figured we'd go for the top 5. Next one, I want to see if you guys can guess the top one. So the question was, which team is poised to make a big second half run? Anyone have a guess of who they said was the most? Probably think of it.
No one's been a trade yet.
A team that's been struggling a little bit, but the Golden State Warriors. Overwhelmingly. 43%, they said Golden State. Second was the Los Angeles Clippers at 27%. And then they had a couple tied for third, Memphis, Miami, and Milwaukee.
No Lakers?
Oh. There's no optimism for the GMs regarding the Los Angeles Lakers. I honestly don't think I saw any mention of the Lakers throughout this entire GM survey. So that tells you a lot. Okay, moving on. Which team will represent the East in the NBA Finals?
Got with Boston.
Boston Celtics, overwhelmingly. There was only 2 other teams. 57% said Boston.
Okay.
There were only 2 other teams that got mentioned. Would you guys like to guess which teams those were?
Milwaukee.
Probably 27% Milwaukee.
And Brooklyn. Yep. 33% Milwaukee, and then 10% for the Brooklyn Nets.
I can't believe no love for Philly or Cleveland. You figured they'd at least get like a one voter, you know?
Yeah.
Who's our GM picking?
Yeah. Who'd kill the ultimate vote for?
That's crazy. I assume you can't vote for yourself in these.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I would throw a vote for, if I was an opposing GM, I'd throw a vote for the Charlotte Hornets or something. Why not, bro?
Don't gas these good teams up.
Exactly. Humble them. Okay, the next one says, which team is most likely to represent the Western Conference in the NBA Finals? Now, this one
that's going to be split.
Very much surprising. There were 5 teams that received votes. Would anyone like to guess for number 1?
If it surprised you, my guess is Golden State.
Golden State is on the list. They were at fourth, 10%.
Fourth, okay.
Surprised.
Was it the Pelicans?
The Pelicans, no, they did not make the top five,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Memphis has to be up there, right?
Memphis was third, 23%.
Denver?
Denver was second at 30%.
It's going to be the Clippers.
number
then.
one.
It's not like Dallas,
Los
right?
Angeles Clippers. Yep, the Los Angeles Clippers.
Clippers.
Were the favorites from the GMs.
Wow.
34%.
Infinitely overrated by everyone.
They're still rocking with the Clippers and their stacked, deep roster. And what do you guys think of that? You think that's a little bit too much faith without?
I don't think you can call them the Western Conference favorites. I'm more optimistic than most of them.
How did they win?
Roster, though.
How did they win favorite to make the finals or whatever, but then not get like the one for the biggest second half run? Because they're going to need this run if they're going to go that far.
They're probably thinking that maybe the Warriors will, I guess, treat the regular season a little bit more seriously. I guess I don't know. I don't know.
It's interesting.
I couldn't tell you, but that is very interesting. Yes, Carter mentioned it. The fifth team was Dallas, 3%. For some Luka Doncic.
Well, the Clippers are going to treat the playoffs more seriously. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know.
they're terrified.
And then we got the NBA Finals. So we mentioned the contenders for each conference. Who you think would be most likely to win the NBA Finals? You guys probably know this one. Boston Celtics, overwhelmingly 57%, followed by Milwaukee 30%, Brooklyn 10%, and then the Clippers 3%. John, man, any thoughts on the overwhelming NBA favorites right now through half of the season, the Boston Celtics? Are you worried about the pressure that this may be mounting on the backs of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and company?
I already told y'all we would be the best team in the East at the start of the season. I screamed at y'all. I told y'all are dumb for thinking otherwise. And look what happened. I mean, I don't know what else to tell y'all. Like I expected this to happen. I knew we were the best team in the league. So I mean, going into the playoffs or going into like the rest of the season, the home stretch, I have no worries. I guess maybe Robert Williams, like, as long as he stays healthy, because his health is still a question mark, like, and the fact that the team is still, he's still, like, at minute restriction. He's been back for, like, I don't want to say 10 games, but, like, a decent amount of games. So that's still interesting. So we'll see how far that goes. He is making a huge impact on us defensively. As long as we're healthy, as long as Rob is here, y'all know what's going to happen. I don't have to say it.
Hey, I will give you your props where they're due, because the Celtics have definitely, I mean, granted, they were the defending Eastern Conference champions, but yes, I was a little bit low on them coming into the season. They definitely have exceeded my expectations. I'll give y'all your props for that. You deserve that. We'll see if you guys are champions by the end of the year, but I'll give you now where props are due. There's a great chance. I do think there's a great chance that Boston wins the championship this year, based on what I've seen. Let's see. The next question was, what has been the best game of the season? So I would think either an individual performance or just like what game was like the most, I guess, intriguing for the GMs. I guess we've had some crazy games this season. Think some big
Lakers Kings.
I don't think no. Lakers did not. I don't think they made anything on this. So no.
I'm thinking Mitchell 71
Warriors.
and Luka's 60-20-10 games might be up there.
There you go. Number 3, Donovan Mitchell, 71-point performance. I feel like it could have been a little bit higher, to be honest.
Yeah.
But at number 1 was Luka's 60-point triple-double, 21 rebounds. And then there was one in between. You guys, anyone want to guess this one?
It's got to be Warriors Hawks.
It was not Warriors Hawks.
Wow.
Honestly, I feel like we might be here all day if I had you guys guess for this one. So I'll just go ahead and tell you, because I was not expecting this. Apparently, Denver had some nice overtime win against Phoenix on Christmas Day. I was not watching the game, but I guess that was just so great that they put it over Donovan Mitchell dropping 70 points. But hey, I guess.
I mean, Aaron Gordon did have that cool dunk down the stretch, but like, I mean, I don't know about being over Donovan 71. All right, now.
Oh yeah, didn't he post like a
99
charge taking Landry Shamet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
I guess.
Impressive.
I guess that's worthy, but I don't know.
Shout out to Denver.
moved. Shout out Denver, but I'm not really moved by that game. Okay.
Yeah.
Not moved.
Call me a hater, man. What has been the most surprising storyline of the season? I'll just give it to you. This one would probably be hard to guess. Brooklyn's bounce back 20%. Sacramento's ascension 17%. Golden State's inconsistency at 13%. And then tied for fourth were the struggles of the Timberwolves and a very hot start from the Indiana Pacers. That seems
I was
about
thinking
right.
Pacers was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Kane
Because they were a
should be
team we
number
looked
one.
at trading assets, and now it seems like they're going all in to try to be good this year, I guess. What were you going to say, John?
I said King should be number one. I don't know how Brooklyn bounced back. The Nets dick sucking is getting out of hand, man. They're not that good. They're not that good. And it's not really a bounce back. I mean, when KD was the only reason they tanked in the standings last year was because KD got injured and they didn't win a game without him. They went like an 0-11 without him, and the same shit's happening this year. So like, I mean, I don't really see a bounce back, to be honest.
Fair enough. And it seems like they're bouncing back down now that KD's gotten hurt. So we'll see. We'll see how that develops.
History repeats itself.
The next one, based on what you've seen so far, which team has made the best overall personnel moves from last summer? Like basically offseason.
Gotta be the
whatnot.
Cavs.
The Cleveland Cavaliers overwhelmingly number one, 67%. Followed by Utah Jazz, 10%, and then tied for third with some moves around the edges, Boston and Denver. I think that
Jazz
is
definitely
Minnesota.
deserve a top 2 spot. I would say Jazz and Cavs both deserve a top 2 spot because, I mean, the Jazz got a haul for Rudy and Donovan, and then they got players like Laurie who have been balling, been way better
Yeah.
than expected.
Walker
you
Kessler's
mentioned-
been
Walker
insane.
Kessler, woo,
Yeah.
20 and 20.
I was going to say Carter
Got
mentioned
every
Minnesota.
offensive rebound in that game.
He had
you
Minnesota
looking-
in the top 5.
They only that was all the percents, so it was 4 teams total.
Yeah,
So
Minnesota. Someone was
no
considering Minnesota. Minnesota GM wished he could have voted for himself. Made some
Yeah.
great moves.
I bet he does. Okay, so the last one before we get into talking about the awards. Which rookie has been the biggest steal related to where he was selected in the 2022 draft? So maybe some names we had mentioned.
Benedict
right now, but
Mathurin?
some other ones. Benedict Mathurin was third, 17%. You guys want to guess for one or two?
Walker Kessler?
Walker Kessler, number 2, at 23%.
Ooh, Jaden Hardy.
Jaden Hardy was not.
No
he
way.
was not.
Wow, sleeping.
Yeah. I will give you a hint on this one. It is a second-round draft pick.
Second round draft pick.
So that's not Jaden
Why
Hardy.
can I not think of that?
I'm literally. Oh, Andrew Nemhard.
Andrew Nemhard, yes.
Okay.
Technically second round, pick 31. 30% of the vote, man.
I got him on my dynasty team too. Let's go, man.
He's been hooping for the
Let's go,
team.
man.
Oh man, I haven't set my dynasty left.
Yeah, he's just on my bench, bro. He's just chilling on my bench. But when he loads into that All-Star I know he's going to be, he's about to be starting.
You need to, every week on this podcast, man, you need to sing the praises of LeBron James for what he is doing for your dynasty team.
Bro, he dropped 58 last night. Or against the Rockets. My guy, man.
Yeah.
My guy.
That game
He's had like
was-
4 48-8-8 games in the past 2 weeks.
He's averaging like
He's
38
him,
points since his birthday, bro. Like, he's going.
Crazy.
I just need like 5 more years of this production, man. Keep going.
5
I had
more.
to sneak that in because again, the Lakers are not featured anywhere. All right, let's get into the awards. I think this would give us an opportunity to talk about who we kind of have as the award picks right now, about halfway through the season. The first one they asked, obviously MVP. Who's on track to win the MVP? You guys have a guess first on who they picked number 1.
I want to say Jokic.
Serbia,
Jokic.
man.
Jokic was very close, but no, he was actually second, 40%.
Tatum.
Oh, wow, so it's a 2-man race here.
They got
That
3.
means they got Tatum at 3, bro.
Yeah, Tatum
So
at 3,
Luka
so wow,
won?
they have Luka
Jason
1.
Tatum, crazily enough, John was not on the list, man. He was
Wow.
not. He was not featured.
Yeah,
I mean,
hating.
it's probably like 2 votes for whoever's third.
Nah. These
Third
GMs
place
don't
got
know
7%.
basketball.
Yeah, 7% of the votes.
These
That's
GMs
like that's
don't
like two.
know
That's like two GMs.
So is third
Yeah.
place like KD?
No, I would say just get first place out the way, and then
Luka, right?
Luka
Gotta be Luka.
Doncic, 43%.
Joel?
Okay.
No,
Not Giannis.
Giannis on
It's the only other option. Okay.
7%. Which I personally, John, man, I'm with you. Jason Tatum should definitely be third on this over Giannis for sure. You guys all in agreement about Luka, or how are we feeling about the Luka?
I got Luka first. It's really close though.
Yeah. What about you, Mason?
I kind of like Jokic at first just because of the record, but I love Luka, and Jokic has two, so I'm not really opposed to giving it to Luka.
Yeah. John, what about you? What's your take on it? Are you just saying Tatum over both of them?
No, bro. I don't even. I have Luka at one because
Okay.
I've always been like it's the most valuable actual player. That's why when Giannis won the 2019 MVP, I was still screaming James Harden. The same logic applies here. Even though Giannis was the 1 seed, averaging 30, same as Tatum this year. I just think Luka is doing the most for his team. But the fact that he's not even in the top 3, like that's one of the worst takes I've ever heard. These niggas are smoking heroin. That's why the Celtics bust their ass, and this is why the Celtics bust their ass every time we play these teams because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Yes, it does. Yes. Every GM that didn't have Tatum on their back, that's what we bust their team's ass. So
Did
This season you have, yeah.
Did they get first, second, third place votes, or was it just all they picked one?
This was just I don't know if they did, but this was just like the winner. When I'm reading you, who they picked.
Okay, it might have just been a couple guys on heroin then. They didn't get to do third place votes.
Luka would be my pick for MVP too. It's tough between him and Jokic. I think the efficiency, the winning, and the plus minus, all those things favor Jokic. It's kind of hard for me though when the stats seem pretty similar, at least like rebounding and assist wise, to see nearly a 10 points per game gap between the two. And considering Luka's team, to me, is, despite the on-off numbers, is just not as good as Jokic. So if we gave Jokic the MVP last year for a carry job and whatnot, I feel like this is even a bigger carry job, in my opinion, this year with what Luka's doing. So, but I can see it going either way. It's too close to call in terms of the end of the season wise. So, okay, let's see. Rookie of the year. Who do you guys think? There's only 2 names here, and one overwhelmingly. You guys,
It's got to be Paolo.
70-something%, and the rest to Matherin.
97%.
97.
Paolo.
I got it right.
Yes, and then Benedict Matherin got 3%.
That's probably
next
the
one,
Magic GM that wasn't allowed to vote for Paolo.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. That's funny. But let's see. Who is on track to win the Defensive Player of the Year? Now, this one is a little bit more open field. So,
Yeah, there's no narratives going yet, so they don't know who to pick.
Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson would be
Yeah.
my pick personally, but he was second on this, 27%. Maybe
Did they
because
give it to
of
Did
Cam-
Brooke Lopez get love?
Brooke Lopez was first place, 37%.
Yeah, I figured they'd give it
He's
to
having a
Brooke.
really good year, protecting the rim. And then third place, Cleveland's own Jared Allen got 10%
Wow, okay.
of the votes. I thought we could have potentially seen Nick Claxton in there. I think he is near the top of the league in blocks, and Nets defense is pretty good this year, but he did not make the cut. All right, next one, Sixth Man of the Year. Again, an open field, so we could throw some names out here.
Westbrook.
Well, unfortunately,
Nah, I thought no Lakers.
Not a single Laker made this, so no Russell Westbrook.
Hating on Russ.
Brogdon.
Christian Wood,
Brogdon.
has he still been off the bench enough?
So John said Malcolm Brogdon, he was second, 23%, and then Christian Wood was tied for third at 13%. But no,
Brogdon was
no-
second?
Second, yep.
Wow, yeah, he would have been my pick for number 1.
Me too.
Who else has been dealing off the bench?
The craziest thing is, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. He's having a pretty good season. I don't know if I would say he's dealing necessarily off the bench compared to what I expected, at least.
Really?
Yeah, but he is a pretty big name. So
Okay, he's a big name. Give me a second.
Well, actually, the past couple games he has been dealing, but when this poll was made, I don't know if he would be dealing at that level.
Is it Jordan Poole?
Jordan Poole, yes.
Jordan Poole started like half the games. hasn't he?
Yeah, that too. That
He had
too.
like actually half the games.
That
That's
was the other
Boo,
thing.
give it to Malcolm Brogdon, not Jordan Poole.
Yeah, I agree with Malcolm Brogdon. And then tied for third with Christian Wood was Ben for the Pacers.
Okay, yeah.
Oh. So the next award is most improved. I feel like this is a more obvious pool of players, but anyone want to guess who's number one?
Laurie.
Tyrese.
By marketing, overwhelmingly, 53%.
I was with some
Tyrese
friends
Meadow.
who don't really watch basketball, don't really watch the NBA. They're volleyball and football kids. And I was showing them Laurie Markkinen highlights, and there was all sorts of oohs and ahs from Laurie Markkinen highlights. It was funny.
He's having a great year. He really is. You know, he's the only player. I looked up the stat. I was going to post about it. He's the only player in the NBA this season scoring 20-plus points per game and shooting over 50% from the field, over 40% from three. The only one.
Really?
In the NBA. Yeah,
Wow.
that's impressive. Very impressive. So shout out to him. John, you mentioned Tyrese. He was tied for third on this with Anthony Simons. And then number two, someone that there's always the controversy of this player might be too
Shai.
good to be most improved. Yes, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 33%. But I think he deserves to be at least a consideration because I do think he has taken a significant jump this year.
Definitely.
So
Especially
I
as
don't
a
have
shooter. He's came a long way as a shooter.
Maybe not for like the Shea believers of the past 3 years. There's like, oh, yep, this is just Shea. But
Right.
for the majority,
And I feel like he's also, hopefully he's not going to get benched or anything where they like rest him for tanking reasons.
Yeah.
We're
I mean,
going to
they're
see a
only,
whole
like,
year through. Like they're in
a couple
they're
games below
in plenty of
500.
consideration right now. Yeah, so I hope he can keep it up. But I would go Laurie for sure. I think there's not really a question about that. Coach of the year. Now this one is very competitive. Who do you guys think is first for this?
Mike Malone.
Mike Malone did
Mike
not
Malone.
make it. There were three players that made it.
Jock Vaughn?
Jock Vaughn, yes, he did. He was number one, 43%. And it
Is
makes
there-
sense.
Willie
It's a
Green.
great turnaround.
Willie Green.
That's Willie Green
Ooh.
tied for second.
Okay.
And then there's
Taylor Jenkins love?
no Taylor Jenkins love, unfortunately.
Wow.
Missoula?
Who was the coach
Joe
of the year last
Mazzulla.
year?
Who is it, Mike Brown? Oh.
It was Joe Mazzulla. I believe Mike Brown should be in the top three personally.
Mike Brown should certainly be in the top three. He would be my
Yeah,
number one,
but-
honestly. They're the 4th seed.
Right. They went Joe Mazzulla for that final
Okay.
spot. And then the clutch, this is the new one, the clutch player of the year. They added
This should be a 100%. This should be a Paolo level voting for this one.
Yeah,
it's
Fox, baby.
it kind of is, but not necessarily in the direction I would have thought. So, who
Oh,
do
don't
you
tell
guys
me
think
Fox
is-
isn't one.
Fox is
Fox,
not
baby.
number one.
Oh,
He's number two.
GMs.
Did they just hand it to Dame?
They did not hand it to
Okay,
Dame.
thank God.
Is it Luca?
They handed it to Luka Doncic. Yes,
Man, give it to
47.
De'Aaron.
That's fine.
And then
I'm
third
fine with
place was easy money sniper Kevin Durant
Okay.
on the list. So I'm with you, Mason. Man, I thought it would be De'Aaron Fox all the way. Like all the clutch stats to me say De'Aaron Fox.
He's literally first in like everything major, and just he's a solo juggernaut in the 4th. Give it to him, man.
That's a popularity bias.
Why is K Disney on the list?
that's
Kyrie has been more clutch than KD, if we're being real. If we're
You're
being
not
real.
wrong, but Disney
We're
is
being real.
crazy.
I'm just saying, if we're being real. If we're being real.
Yeah.
Kyrie.
Kyrie is certainly not going to get any love on these polls.
Oh, no,
Oh,
no.
no.
SGA's been very clutch.
That shit at all.
Yeah.
DeMar
Yeah.
DeRozan honestly has been pretty clutch too. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind the three players necessarily, but Fox for sure got to be.
Nah, KD being on there is definitely a L. He's not the bro. Kyrie's been more clutch than him. That's a fact. He
I
leads
do
the
not
Nets
agree.
in fourth quarter points, like and assists. Like, what are we doing here?
You know who leads the league in fourth quarter scoring though? My man LeBron
Yeah.
James. LeBron James.
Wait, really?
I mean, yeah, because when
Stat
they're down
pad.
30, he's still going to be out there.
Okay, all right.
Stat pad, man.
You may
The
not
stat
be
pad
wrong,
just wants to
but
get
Little
you
screened.
stat
have
pad.
to say it. I mean, hey, man, let me have my clutch. Nah, man.
Gotta get those LeBron mentions in.
Yes, of course.
that any Lakers love
We
on
got a
the GM
quota,
survey?
man. We got to reach. No, but,
6.5 LeBron mentions per pod.
but yeah, that's all the GM surveys. I thought they did a really good job in terms of at least like those questions are interesting to talk about. I feel like at least just to their perspective. Even though they are wrong about some things, it is what it is. You know, can't win them all. Is there are there any glaring topics you guys wanted to discuss this week?
Bro, when I seen Jokic was shooting 62% from the field, I dropped my phone. I didn't even know what I was looking at. This man is shooting 62% field goal percentage on the year. That is incredible. Crazy. That is insane. That is insanity, bro.
Even after his attempts went up, it stayed the same. It doesn't make any sense.
I think I saw a stat, and it might be updated or not quite right now, but I saw 34 straight games of over 50% shooting for Jokic.
That's insane.
Outrageous.
He just
That is true.
34. A third of the season.
The thing is,
just shooting 50%.
he had a game a while ago against the Heat where, like, going into the fourth quarter, he was only shooting, like, 36% from the field going into the fourth quarter, and then he made it all up to get back to the 50% mark in the fourth.
Yeah, he's special, man. Like, even if he doesn't win 3 straight, I feel like there were people like Nick Wright who were saying, "Oh, this is like the worst MVP." Like all those talks.
So disrespectful.
He went back to back, and he's in the conversation despite the voter fatigue stuff to go 3 straight. So you got to give him his respect. For sure.
Dude, I saw big basketball pods, like, genuinely debating if Jokic is a top 10 center of all time. And, like, to me at this point, it's obvious. It's clearly it is.
Bro, stop.
Like,
who's at the
Stop.
tail end of that now?
Just because, like,
I don't even know.
even,
It's another position stacked, but like
but he's
Bro.
got 2 MVPs, you know?
There's a lot of great centers in NBA history, but yeah, Jokic is right. He's in the top 10. Yeah, he's
He's got, like, he's
Can we
definitely
stop?
top 10.
Go ahead. Can we stop pretending Tim Duncan?
I just said
is a
definitely top
power
10. Go
forward,
ahead.
bro? Can we stop pretending Tim
Yeah,
Duncan
played
is a
power forward.
Bro, for like 3
I mean,
seasons,
who are we
bro,
gonna call
rest
the
of his
greatest
career, he was center. Dirk or KG. It's not Tim Duncan is still obviously top
KG.
10 and stuff, but like, bro, this man was clearly a center. Like, he played power forward, yes, but bro, he played most of his career at center. I don't know what we're doing here.
He did play, he played 9 seasons at power forward and 11 at center, so yeah.
And the
Put in the
9 seasons
basketball
been at power
reference.
forward, like, most of them, he was still playing center for the majority of the game, because they were starting who was their power forward?
Can I see play-by-play?
They would
I
go
don't remember
stretch.
who-
They would usually start like Boris Diaw.
Like Boris
some
Diaw.
years.
So yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of these power forward seasons, he was just 4/5.
Sometimes
and then he was
Tiago
straight
Splitter,
center.
I think, played.
Bro, that man's
played
a center,
5. Yeah,
But
especially
anyways,
modern
yeah, Jokic
NBA.
is for
like,
sure top 10. Yeah, Jokic is for sure top 10. So it would be like Duncan, Hakeem, Shaq, Bill Russell, not in order. Bill Russell, Wilt, and then everybody else. Hey, David Robinson, maybe everybody else. They can't fuck with Jokic.
Malone,
They got
Jokic.
like this Bleacher Report list is Moses Malone over Shaq.
Oh my god, no, that's
Nasty.
They got George Mikan and Bill Walton around here, and Willis Reed. And so
Like,
they can-
Jokic
they can
is
get
definitely
booted.
better than George Mikan, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Bro, like, the biggest thing Mikan's known for is the fucking Mikan drill, which is literally layup on each side of the
Bro, I
basket.
was-
Like, come on.
Yo, I was watching
I know-
Kareem say. But
Go ahead. You got
I was watching Kareem.
I was gonna say,
watching
you know,
Kareem
George
say-
Mikan for being old and having goggles.
I was watching Kareem say like, somebody asked Kareem why no one does a skyhook anymore, and Kareem was like, just go do the George Mikan drill. It'll teach you how to do all the fundamentals. It was funny as shit. Nobody can do the skyhook, bro.
I saw Gilbert Arenas say like the mic and drill was like to poke fun at him because like he was bad at the fundamentals. Like you can never really trust Gilbert Arenas, but like he said something
Interesting.
where he was like, this dude was like they were literally making fun of him because like he had terrible fundamentals. I don't know if that's necessarily like true, but like that's I thought
Put
I
the
saw
blunt down,
something.
Gilbert.
That's funny. I thought that he was the one who invented the drill. Was like to work on his layups and stuff since he was 7 feet tall.
He probably did, but I'm just saying, like,
Bro, he probably
That's
did it. The Mikey drill.
That's funny.
that's funny though.
Also-
Yeah.
I feel like the skyhook would be regarded as like a borderline inefficient shot in today's league, also because you're like fading away across the paint, one arm. You know, like it's almost would be like regarded as like a mid range shot. I feel like.
Hey, LeBron's been
Unless you
practicing
can
those
make it,
before the
those
game.
3-point taking.
I think he's breaking Kareem's. He's breaking Kareem's record with the skyhook, bro.
Dude, if he
That
does
would be
that, he's going
vicious.
down in the corny Hall of Fame.
But imagine, okay,
No,
imagine
that would
like,
be so
he's, like,
tough.
one
Imagine he
bucket
keeps
away.
going for it and he keeps
He's 1 point
missing.
away. He keeps missing.
He just misses 5 skyhooks in a
Takes him
row.
like an extra 5 games to get the record.
I would respect
That'd
it,
be
bro.
awesome.
Kareem be throwing shade at
That'd be
LeBron, bro.
hilarious.
I would respect if LeBron did his own move to pass him.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
That would be
LeBron's
It could
about
be
to
corny, but it'd be cool.
corny but
be 2
tough.
points behind it and try a skyhook from the 3-point line a couple times.
Now, what
That
was
nigga
wild
would
was
be chucking
when
the ball out of
he,
bounds.
he went on Instagram and he called somebody Hermithy. I saw that.
Hermithy?
What's wrong with that, bro? Like 20, bro. I saw that being sent to like 20 group chats, bro. What's wrong with that? You can't say Hermithy?
I mean,
Hermithy.
it just it's so
Serena
funny.
Williams?
Hermithy.
I just didn't know that was a thing. That's all. I was just like, dang, this is funny.
We just need one for the girls though, because
It's gotta be a girl name.
Yeah, like
yeah.
like
Yeah, you could say I'm
Well,
Herb,
you-
but like I didn't know Hermithy was a thing, man.
You don't want to say like Shimothy, bro, or nothing like that.
Timothy.
You don't want to say that.
Don't
Alright,
go
we
for
can-
Timothy.
yeah, go off a girl name.
Oh, man, we
that's
getting
funny.
out the grade, but yeah, that's all I got, Mason. If you wanted to get into this.